straight into part 2 of our talk about iconic motorcycle moments in movies. So I'll talk about an obscure one today, the movie Days of Thunder, which I think has probably one of the best opening montages to sound in any movie. Then we come to the bike scene, which is when Tom Cruise turns up on his Harley Davidson to attempt to ride basically a stock car, a Daytona 500 type cars. And he's from California, he's not from the south of the United States. He arrives on the bike, he's got the smoke, the noise, the music, the look, the sunglasses. It's all like just over the top, but okay because it's fun. And then the clash with the Southern boys who just don't agree with this this kind of look. He's not one of them, he's not a Southern boy. What I think is interesting is the way Tom Cruise's character, Cole Trickle, carefully places his bag on the bonnet of the car he's going to borrow. So he shouldn't put it there because he's taking a kind of a temporary ownership of the car, but he puts it there respectfully. And then you'll see later when Cruise does go to drive the car, Randy, the car driver, it's his car, goes and sits on Tom Cruise's motorcycle, Cole Trickle's motorcycle, to make the point. Really fun little scene, but the iconic moment is the riding up on the Harley for sure. Just over the top, Bruckheimer, Simpson, and then of course it's Tony Scott directing. Just, yeah, bit OTT, but really enjoyed it. Now we come to kind of how not to do it, and we talk about Captain America and his motorcycle. Got to ride the Harley Davidson, that was even a relatively new motorcycle when Captain America was frozen. The stunts are impossible, even for a superhuman. It looks animated, it looks clunky, it looks like a remote control motorcycle riding around. It seems like the writers struggle to come up with some bike stunts, and yeah, it just doesn't work. He uses the bike as a weapon, like catapults himself over the handlebars and then throws the bike at a spaceship or at a fortress wall. It just doesn't work. One exception to that would be you see Bucky when he's being chased by Captain America and the bad guys, and you see the scene where he takes the motorcycle from another guy and does a complete 180 and jumps on it. If you have a bionic arm, yes, you can do that. So that's maybe how to do it. That's the sidekick, showing the main man how to do it. Next classic moment, Trinity, Carrie-Anne Moss, Matrix Reloaded, Ducati ride. Now, I'm not a massive fan of Ducatis myself. I think they're a super motorcycle, but they're too small for me. I actually saved up money to buy one once and went to the showroom and thought it was a toy bike. But they do have a look, definitely a beautiful sound. There's no doubt that by themselves they're a motorcycle icon. And then what I loved about this scene is that it's realistic. This is what it's like to ride a really fast, maneuverable sport bike through traffic. You're just knifing through. And I think it was revolutionary special effects, visual effects at the time. The way that the camera appears to go through the wheels and axles of the trucks on the highway, and this one really gives you a feeling of what it's like to ride a motorcycle in traffic. I think it's one of the first that's really authentic in that feel. So yeah, that's why I think this one is iconic. Not just because of Carrie-Anne Moss in a skin-tight, plastic outfit, maybe patent leather, I'm not sure. But anyway, not just because of that. The riding, it just feels real. Other extreme, Deadpool 2. Deadpool riding the Piaggio Vespa scooter. A brilliant parody. It just starts off so weird with him just riding it down the street. And then he parodies everything that we see with these spectacular motorcycle chases. He's on the pavement, everybody's jumping out of the way, he's doing the swerving. It's very, very cleverly done, and of course finishes with crashing the motorcycle into a car to catapult himself on top of the fleeing vehicle. Hats off, very funny, very well done. And then here's a final one, which I almost came across by accident. Tron Legacy. Might surprise a few of you. I think I'm going to rewatch this movie because I didn't really pick it up the first time and just happened to see the end scene and think, oh, beautiful. Not the sci-fi bike races in the arena in the Tron world, but back in our world, the very final scene when Quora has come out of there and she's experiencing life outside for the first time, and she's taken for a ride by our hero on another Ducati, a classic. It is novel for her. It's the first time she's seen a sunrise and she's out in our world. But we look at her face and we see that feeling, brilliantly acted by Olivia Wilde. The experience of riding the bike at night through the dawn, seeing the beautiful combination of a cool city and nature and sun for the first time, that look on her face, that feeling you can only get it on a motorcycle. You can get maybe halfway there on an open top car, perhaps, but only a motorcycle can deliver that feeling which she so beautifully conveys in this scene, and that's what it's all about. That's why I believe that scene is iconic of what motorcycling represents. What do you think? Thought of any others? Let me know. Let's have a look at them and see why they're iconic. Ride safe.